Good morning, my friends, or good afternoon, wherever you may be. Today, let's have a conversation about tariffs and why I think significant tariffs, as we've probably heard about in the news, and will hurt the economy. I wanted to talk about that for a moment. Number one, a tariff is a tax. And what will happen is there will be an increase in price for the products that are imported that are sold here. To me, the number one reason why it's bad for the economy, particularly large tariff increases, is because it takes money out of people's buying power. The U.S. economy, the gross domestic product, is 70% consumer spending, 15% business, and 15% government. So it's the consumer that really drives the economy. If you raise prices on the consumer, thereby reducing their buying power, it hurts the gross domestic product. In other words, it hurts the overall economy. And let's say I want to give you another example of why it's bad. Number two, let's say, take the example of a television, which most are made overseas anyway. But let's say you raise the tariffs on a television coming from Japan by 50%. And instead of you paying $400 for the television, you're going to be paying $500 to $600. But it's a great television. So you know what? You buy the television, but that takes $100 out of your discretionary spending, and you're probably going to find some things in your budget that you can do without. You may not directly notice it, that is, they may not directly notice it in terms of those who analyze the economy, but let's say you buy less snack foods, or instead of buying 4 shirts, you buy 3. Or instead of 2 pairs of shoes, you buy 1. That's the secondary consequence of a tariff on a given product, and how it not only perhaps hurts the sales of that product coming from that country, but there might be secondary consequences of other products that perhaps people choose to not to buy or to delay spending on them. And I wanted to try to go over that to show how, regardless of how the consumer decides to spend their money, they have less spending power because of the higher price of products caused by higher tariffs. I hope I clearly explained that. But anyway, just wanted to explain that to a lot of people who may not see the direct and indirect consequences of high tariffs. And I hope I explained it well, but you can see where the consumer has less buying power, and the consumer is 70% of the economy, and thereby we buy fewer items, our gross domestic product goes down. We're poorer because we have less money to spend on the things we want. If you have any questions or any comments, please let me know. Otherwise, I hope that the recent tariffs don't hurt your spending power too much, but I would say that the lower the discretionary money you have, the more it probably will hurt and cause you to make choices as to what you will spend extra money for and what you won't. Take care. Enjoy your life. Bye for now.